Hello, everybody. How you doing? Here we are. So, had an interesting idea today for today's video. Got to thinking about, like all the various, YouTubers out there that have been making videos and that sort of stuff. And so I ended up sitting around and with a couple other people and going through a list of all the people. I mean, it's a lot. And I was having to think back, over 3 years, and I probably may have missed some, but I don't know. These are the ones that stuck out to me a great deal. And so we're going to talk about them today. But today we can start out with one YouTuber who's one of my favorites, and I know a lot of other people's. But here he is, Mr. Stacey Seabrook. Hello, everybody. Hello, Rubber Ducky. Brandon Maddox is here. Hello, Brandon.
Wisconsin can be so cold. The scales of justice can erode. If we accept lies big and bold, or we forget we live on Avery Road. We live on Avery Road. Should be easy to see. This could be you, could be me. Shouldn't sit by idly, accepting everything that we are told.
Hey, Denise.
I live on Avery Road. I live on Avery Road. Avery Road.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Love Mr. Seabrook, obviously. One of the quality YouTubers out there. God, just dig his songs, man. He's you listen to those songs, dude, and you hear the amount of time that dude spent in these documents and on Reddit and in communities discussing this case with people. It's there in those songs. You listen and hear those lyrics. It's amazing. Love it. Love it. Love it. Stacey is very talented. We also got Brandon Maddox here in the chat, who's also another very talented musician. And I'll be talking to him tomorrow morning, everybody. So you guys can tune in for that. It'll be at 10 a.m. It's let's see. Essentially, it'll be about 13 hours from right now. So anyways, 13 hours from right now. Set your clocks. There you go. Set your alarm. Anyways, so we'll be talking to Brandon tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Very excited about that. He's going to be playing his new song, Man Up, Manitowoc, which I think is fully appropriate. Man up. What does man up mean? Man up means stand up and own your BS, own your mistakes, own yourself, own what you've done. Even if it's bad, own it. Man up and own it. You know what I mean? And so I love it. Love the title. And I've heard the song. I love it. It's energy. It's good. I dig it. So we'll be hearing that tomorrow. So for those of you, tune in tomorrow morning. like I said, about 13 hours from right now. Anyways, okay, so that's Brandon Maddox. He also has his own YouTube channel, and you can go check him out. I'm actually looking to get him to play live on his channel this year while we're at Rally. I'm going to have maybe my little Bluetooth speaker there so I can stream him live from my phone into a Bluetooth speaker for everybody to listen. It's an idea I had for Rally this year. So anyways, he has a YouTube channel you can go check out. So let's see what's going on in the chat before we get into it here. Erekose, you need to write disingenuosity for him to record. You know, go Mean Green. That's not a bad idea. Actually, that's a really good idea. Actually, so I may do that. Yep. Hi, Rubber Ducky. Let's see. Glad to see you too, Linda. Yep. Thank you, Pom Pom, for putting Brandon up there. Let's see here. Just before I move into the main part of the video here, so just want to check the chat real quick because once I get talking, you know. What time zone are you in there? Because I'm in the Pacific Standard Time Zone. And the live will be scheduled for 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. For those of you who want to really dial it in, that's Who done it, Hodnot? Dude, I love it. I'm gonna have to give him a little badge made. I will be going to Australia to see him, or at least I should be going to Australia. I'm currently on day 3 of waiting for my passport. It should be here within 7 to 10 days. But anyways, yeah, I'm looking to head there. So I should be seeing him. I would love to take him a name badge that says "Who Done It, Hodnot." That's awesome. Freaking great. I love it. Hello from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hello, Paula. What time? Yeah, okay. So I took your advice last night, Erekose, and read about 30 different news reports, articles about the latest updates, and you were so right. I would say 95% were flawed. Well, yeah, I mean, because those people aren't following it, just like all the time. Like we are here and on like Purple's channel and Rubber Ducky's channel. And, there's only really a few of us that are covering this with, constant, beat, essentially, right? There's other YouTubers out there making videos or who have made videos but are not really so active now. So when it comes to the people that are actually going at it now and talking about this stuff and into it, they're not really matching up to people like us because we've been in it for years now, right? They're writing a different article, all the time. They're working on a new article. So they're about turnover. So they're not really looking to get deep into the facts and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, that's why their articles are inferior just because of the fact that they're being written kind of quickly on the fly. So, but they create awareness. It's like, that's what I tried to say the other night in my video. At least they create awareness, and that's important. Hi, another Australian lending you support. Hi, Crockett Thompson. I'm watching since day 1, 3.5 years, and now subscribing. Hey, thanks. Thanks, buddy. Let's see. I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't know who you were until last night, but now, wow. So, yeah. Great video today, Rubber Ducky. Yeah, I did see Ducky's video today. I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. A new public library for everyone. You guys can go check that out. I'm probably going to go check it out myself, maybe after this live, and go see what it is and kind of look around. Loved your talk with Paul Capaldi today at Mark Hodnot. That was actually kind of, well, I guess it was today, sort of, yeah, because it was after midnight. Well, most of it anyway. Doesn't look like you need to go to Oz. We are already here. Oh, well, I think a lot of other people in Oz would probably have different feelings about that. I got to imagine many of them are probably excited, maybe, possibly excited to see me. Um, seems like whenever I travel now, I end up meeting a new supporter. That's how I met JB. I mean, I went to Utah for work training, and he ended up reaching out to me, and we met up and hung out and recorded a little video and stuff. So whenever I travel, people seem enthusiastic about it and always reach out to me. So I got to imagine that's probably going to happen when I go to Australia. So I'm sure a lot of people will be very happy to see me. And Paul. Thank you for subscribing. Yep. Oz is one of the country I don't want to visit someday. Going there, and we're gonna see I'm gonna actually see both of the Laura Nyrider, Steve Drizzen, David Rudolph shows. I'm gonna get to see both of those, so that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna get to see it twice, and we get to see it somewhere else. It's good these articles are in the press now, but it's disturbing how many of them get the basics of it so wrong. Yeah, I mean, just try to think about it. Like, remember when you were a newbie, when you were just coming in, and like you had these ideas from the documentary, and you start reading these documents and everything, right? But like you're making connections and stuff because you don't have enough information yet, and you're making connections and stuff that you end up like 6 months later, a year later, realizing those connections weren't very valid, because now that in light of this piece of information that you now know and you now know, and then this other piece of information that you now know, that scenario doesn't really work well, kind of thing. So it's like you got to imagine that these reporters are at that stage. That's the stage they're at when they're writing these articles. So they're going to be inferior by nature, right? So I mean, that's the way I look at it anyway. I hate it when the chat jumps. All right. Let's see. Isn't she? Brandon Max, is your wife doing the typing? Isn't she? Ah, that's funny. By the way, Brandon, I want you to bring Meredith on with you tomorrow. And everybody, let's see if we can convince Brandon and Meredith to do Jackson for us, because oh my god, that is the best. You guys could see it on his channel, but oh my god, I'd love it if they would do it live. It would be awesome. Casey's gonna get mentioned tonight. My wife is on her phone right now. Awesome video, Rubber Ducky. I'm country but educated. I love it, Brandon. Where are you going to be at in Australia? Well, we're going to the show in we're going to both shows, but most of the time I'm being I believe Melbourne. But I will be willing to travel, trust me. Just to say I'm not looking at the keys myself. Let's see. Hope you have a safe trip. Thank you. PST is 8 hours behind me. My son lives in Vancouver, Canada, and it pisses me off that he is that many hours behind me. Sounds like fun. Okay, so I'm sure you're typos. Make sure you hit the like button. I have 2 YouTube channels, Don Zuger and Don Zuger. Okay. So sweet. By the way, I love to have the Scottish flag. I love that you have the Scottish flag hanging on my wall. Yeah, that was sent to me by the mad havering Scotsman himself, Paul Capaldi. So that's one of my symbols of international support. Sorry, when are you going, my good friend? Just left for there. I am leaving for Australia on the 18th this month. I'll be on Erekose at noon Central Time tomorrow with Man Up Manitowoc, so hope you can tune in. Let's see. See. Yeah, so he'll be on with me tomorrow. It's noon Central. That's correct. 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And Brandon, what about having Meredith and maybe you guys do a version of Jackson for us live, buddy? We love it. We love it. For those who are a time challenge, that will be EST, right? East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. Trying to try typing with webbed feet. That was funny. Yeah, he did. I got a notification recently from him or whatever. And then I tuned into it. And there's him and Meredith doing this song Jackson, and I was like literally about to die, man. Every time it cuts to Meredith and she starts doing her lines of the song and like she does her little facial expressions, like everything. Oh, good Lord. I was dying, dude. I was about to bust a gut, dude. That was awesome. Alrighty, so hi on the fence. Hi, everybody. So hopefully Brandon will bring Meredith along tomorrow. Anyway, so let's get into it. Here we go, right? Okay. So we're going to talk about a lot of YouTubers here today. You know, I've been in this for 3 years now and 3.5. Probably been on YouTube though for 3 years. Probably been 3 years that I'm on YouTube. I didn't start on YouTube right away. I spent a long time just in forums talking about the case, reading documents and everything. It took a long time before I made a video. And I'm even going to be talking about the gentleman who convinced me to start making videos. I'm going to be talking about him today. In fact, that will probably be one of the stories I'm going to be telling when I talk about him. Anyway, so, you know, it's been a long road. It's been a lot of people that have come and gone. You know, and I've picked out a list of 18 today that, you know, I like, that I feel have very interesting content, and that sort of stuff, and that are very, you know, and then there's going to be the handful that I'm going to be up at the top of this list. Basically, is going to be like the handful of people that are pretty active, like constantly posting about Stephen and Brandon or the case and stuff. So we're going to be talking about, you know, all that. But I mean, it's like, I think it was funny when we were making out this list today, just thinking back on it, like, you know, just like, gosh, whatever happened to that guy? You know, where did he go? Or where did she go? Or where did, you know, because so many have kind of, you know, had really good stuff, but then ended up kind of disappearing, you know, or just dropped away from it, right? And so you always kind of wonder. So so yeah. Anyway, so you know, so there's been a lot of YouTubers and stuff, you know, and it was just interesting to start thinking about it today, and so decided to do this video to talk about the YouTubers, you know, to talk about the people out there that are putting out content about this case with some regularity, and then like I said, you know, other people who have put out some pretty good content about this case, who maybe aren't so active anymore, but who have good content. And so I noticed when I was going through this list, because I was chatting in a room with 3 other people, that there was a few names that I was mentioning that those people were like, "Oh, who's that? What? Who's that? Who's that?" And it like occurred to me, it's like, maybe it's a good time to do this show. Maybe, since October 19th of 2018, we've probably gained quite a few people, that don't know what went on 3.5 years before now, right? So yeah, to me, I figured it was a good thing to go through them, because I was noticing that I was naming names and naming YouTubers that did really cool videos that some of my friends didn't recognize. And I was like, wow, okay. Anyway, so to top it off, the first person we are going to speak about is actually doing some pretty exciting things over on her channel right now. I'm going to be honest. She's really doing some really, really cool stuff over on her channel right now. And that person, well, she has 2. And that person is Perplexed QT. Okay? For those of you who don't know who that is, I'm sure most of you do. But for those of you who don't know who that is, she is a YouTuber who puts out fairly regularly MAM content. She talks about the case, or she'll cover, developments in the case and everything. She has a strong following of people that really like her and really love her, and she generates a lot of discussion in her live chats and that sort of stuff. But even better than that, she's recently kind of started something over on her channel on Saturday nights, where she has a few other YouTubers, fairly popular YouTubers. Okay. And those of you who know, I posted a video last week I posted it on Monday or Sunday or Monday on my channel, where it was a chat that was from her channel with 5 other people. And it was a very interesting chat. It was very interesting. The people that were in there are very, they're very true crime, knowledgeable in true crime. They, respectful people, even if even when they disagree, they remain respectful and that sort of stuff. It was a really, really awesome discussion. And what they're doing over there right now is pretty cool, because they're all getting together and they're cross connecting. And so all of their subscribers are discovering each other. And so they're starting to share subscribers in that way, and people are starting to get, and it's creating a great deal of interest. And like I said, that's just the secondary point. The first point is just the discussion over there was really, really good. I was over there last Saturday, I honestly came in and was tired. I just come off of my own live, and I was tired. I just gone live with Ali talking. I think it was out with Ali. And anyways, I was just tired, and I just went over to Purple's channel real quick and was checking it out and made a little comment, because they were talking about, because she has Brian St. John on there, and it's people that talk about crime stuff. And so I ended up making a comment, and so she's like, "Hey, you want to come on and talk about Darley?" And I'd only just started researching Darley, and so I was already going like, I don't know if I want to jump in kind of right now. I don't know if I'm ready, but I was just like, okay, you know what? Let's do it. Whatever. Let's, so she sent me a link and I joined it. And it was, like I said, it was just a very enjoyable conversation. I was talking to Jamie Hart about it. It was just a very, very good conversation. It's a very interesting conversation. And so she's got very exciting things going over on her channel right now. And I think it's interesting. So I wanted to mention her first, because I was very impressed with her guests. And I just thought it was, I think it's a very interesting idea of what she's doing there. And and like I said, the content is great. The content, on Saturday nights there is great. So for those of you who are interested, true crime junkies, and stuff, go over there on Saturday nights, because that's what it is. It's just talking about different aspects of true crime, this and that, stuff like that. They also talk about other topics too and stuff like that, whatever's of interest at the moment. But like I said, if you guys are into true crime, it's on Saturday night. It's a place to consider going to talk if you're interested. So that is yeah. Absolutely, she will. You know, so yeah. So anybody who's into that sort of stuff, go on over and check it out because, like I said, it's I enjoyed it very much. It was really enjoyable. She's got, I mean, they're really respectful people, and they have really interesting discussions. So if you want, she has two channels, by the way. For those of you who don't know, she has two channels. She has her original channel, which is Perplexed QT, and then she now has this other channel. It used to be she recently had a little bit of a trouble with YouTube, and some copyright issues. So her main channel right now is she's in jail on her main channel. So she ended up turning one of her other YouTube channels into what she's calling Purple Resurrected now. So that's like her second channel. So if you check out between those two channels, you get her content. But right now, because she's in YouTube jail on her main channel, she's doing the lives on Purple Resurrected. So if you want to see these lives on Saturday night, you got to search Purple Resurrected and subscribe there if you want to subscribe. And I would advise you to do so because, like I said, those Saturday night discussions are pretty good. All right, so much love to Avery one. Good job, Jerome. I love it. You see the Q&A Zellner the other day about what this means for SA. I didn't see a Q&A. There's several decent YouTube people for MAM. Facts are facts, but in the same right with the corrupt case like this, the truth fluctuates sometimes. You and Perp have different visions for your shows. Oh, I'm not here to debate vision or anything. I'm just here to point out other YouTubers who have great passion for this case. I'm not trying to get caught up in value judgments or anything like that. So I think she's doing great over there, and like I said, the Saturday night discussion over there is phenomenal. If you haven't discovered it yet, go on over and discover it. It's good. Thank you on the fence. I appreciate it. It was a good show. Yeah, it was. Love me on there. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's amazing. You both rock. Thank you. Perplexed QT will appreciate the shout out. And a man who steps up. Right on. Fumble figure, sorry about that. Let's see here. All good. That was a great show, guys. Yeah, it was a really fun discussion. I really enjoyed myself. Falcons in the house. All living the love and respect. Absolutely. I mean, right? That's what it's all about. Love and respect, folks. I mean, I'm gonna point people towards good content. I'm certainly gonna do that. All right, so let's move on to the next one, right? Let's go ahead and talk about the next guy. This guy here, actually, this guy that I'm about to mention is number one, was mentioned to me today when I talked to Perplexed today. He was mentioned, and I was like, oh, yo, dang it. Yeah, him. I almost forgot about him. It's like, oh my God, it's so funny when you go racking your brain for like all the old YouTubers. If you're like me and you've been in this for 3.5 years and you go racking your brain. So anyway, Perplexed QT brought up Lionel Nation. It's a YouTube channel. He is a lawyer. He has a kind of a squealy little voice. He's an interesting kind of dude. He's a little bit eccentric, I think. He's kind of funny, but he's really knowledgeable in the law. He's a pretty smart guy. He has a lot of passion for the Stephen and Brendan and stuff. Well, back when he was making videos, I don't know if he's still making videos about it now, but maybe he does every once in a while. But the first 3-4 videos that he did or whatever were really good, and he had some really awesome things to say and about Brendan and that sort of stuff. So he's for those of you who want, you can go over to Lionel Nation. He's constantly putting out content. It's not always MAM. He's very political, which is, probably the reason why I don't follow his channel. you know, I don't really follow his channel. Yeah, it's just I'm not into the whole political thing. And although I mean, obviously, I pay attention to those things, but I just I don't know. I don't go to Lionel for politics. I'll put it that way. I go to Lionel for his kind of common sense talking about, you know, the law and Steven and Brendan and what's, you know, what his opinions are as a lawyer and stuff. So if you're interested, you can check out Lionel Nation. If you go over to his channel, you'll be able to type in like Brendan Dassey or Stephen Avery, and it'll pop up the, you know, say he's probably I don't know, he's probably done somewhere between 3 and 6 as far as I know. But they're pretty long, all of them. They're he sits there and he talks to the camera about the case for fair amount of time on each one of them. So there's a fair amount of content in those 5 videos or whatever it is. He's very interesting. I would suggest. Scooby loves Lionel, by the way. Anybody who you know is interested in what Scooby thinks, Scooby loves Lionel. She thinks Lionel is great. And you know, it's like I said, I don't hate Lionel. I think Lionel's good. I like his content when it comes to MAM. But Scooby really loves him. Scooby thinks Lionel's just the bomb, you know. So anyway, that's Lionel Nation. Those of you who want to go check him out, you can. He is an interesting guy. He has, you know, he has a sense of humor. He's it's kind of maybe a little bit odd sense of humor, but you know, it's you know, it is what it is. So, but he's a good guy. He's, you know, he's a pretty good guy. Anyways, so that's Lionel Nation. The next person we are going to bring up is going to be Allie. Miss Allie Apperson, and some of you may have noticed that, man, she is on a tear right now. She is putting out a lot of interesting content, you know, radio calls, dispatch calls, talking about Darlie Routier, myth busting on that, on the Darlie Routier case. I mean, it's just been like almost every day, and it's like, you know, I remember back in September before MAM2 came out, back, you know, a couple months before that, and I was like nudging Allie on Twitter and getting on her case, and you know, you should do more videos, and she's like, nobody wants to listen to me. It's like, no. What the hell? You know, she is brilliant. I mean, when I think of fact-based, I think of Allie Apperson. Allie Apperson has got to be the most fact-based person that, I mean, she is. I mean, and I love about Allie, man, you can ask, oh, hey, Allie, you remember that one thing about the cow and the whatever and this and then near the storage shed or something or whatever? I mean, you just throw out a couple of things like that where you're trying to remember, and suddenly she's popping up within a couple minutes. She's popping up with the document you were thinking of. I mean, it's makes your head spin. She's really good. And she really sticks to the facts. She's, you know, like I said, she's been uploading these dispatch calls. And like I said, she's also been doing some myth busting for the Darlie Routier case. She's been very active here recently. So anybody who didn't realize that, go on over and check her out. She's really doing a lot of good stuff right now. So Falcon says, I could listen to Allie reading the freaking phone book. And I love it. Yeah, Allie's the bomb. Allie is great. You know, we love Allie. Seriously, I would sub her channel if that's all she did. Oh, that's hilarious. The dispatch calls are quite something. Yeah, absolutely. I have so much time for Allie. Yeah, Allie's great. Allie's awesome. And how you doing, KCC? Let's see here. That's true. We all love Allie. Allie's great. I mean, you know, the mods are posting them as he speaks them. Yeah, they are coming up as I mentioned them. Can you post links of these people? I don't know, Lionel. Okay. Hey, Pom Pom. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, Pom Pom. That is there you go. Pom Pom just posted it for you. Vanessa Overton, she posted the link for Lionel's channel for you. The fact that she is so knowledgeable is a bonus. Yes, Allie does seem to have the facts too. Absolutely. I mean, and like I said, I'm not kidding. You can come at her with, you remember that one document about the, this and the that thing, or and you can be even kind of vague with what you're saying, but she'll like catch it up. She'll catch on to what you're saying, and she'll go find like that document, and she'll have it like she'll be posting it for you within like minutes. It's funny. She's amazing at that. She's absolutely amazing at that. I know. She works a lot with Purple over on her channel, Perps, as I call her sometimes. So, Allie's, definitely somebody that, well, those of us who are active YouTubers, we love Allie. I love having Allie on my channel. I know Allie's been on Purple's channel. Allie's great. She has knowledge and she has, sometimes she has things that I didn't think of. And that's why another reason why I like having her on, because she's just awesome. So yeah, Allie's awesome. Let's see. Allie will give you the page number and paragraph and line. Exactly right. She'll freaking quote it. Allie made you what you are today. Well, I don't know. Her and I were researching at the same time, but she definitely has a gift for finding documents. I'll give her that all day long, and then some. Hello, Purple. By the way, I see Purple there. I see figure skating coach. How you doing? How you doing, guys? And Rubber Ducky does. In fact, well, wait. I think who's next on the list here? Oh, the reason, okay, so then I'm going to talk a little bit about Casey Oliver Martinez. She's going by Oliver now, and I'm following with Casey here because those of you who don't know, but back right when Making a Murder came out, for the like first 6 months or whatever, Casey was on YouTube, and she was basically getting the documents and she was reading them out on YouTube for a lot of us. And she was just, and she was pointing out obviously things she thought was interesting. So for a lot of us in the first 6 months, right after MAM1, a lot of us were on Casey's channel. Now, Casey is not so much doing MAM. I mean, she does, but she's moved away from MAM, and she's really into like the David Thorne case. She did some videos on the Scott Davis case. You guys all know how I feel about the Scott Davis case. I love the Scott Davis. I love to talk about the Scott Davis case here. So Casey's done, I think, 3 videos on the Scott Davis case. She covers, but right now her pet project is David Thorne, and he's been wrongfully convicted. It certainly appears that he's been wrongfully convicted. Anyway, she's been mainly working on that. But if you guys go back, I'll tell you what, those of you who just despise Ken Kratz, you should go back and watch every one of Casey's videos where she mentions Ken Kratz in the title. You just click on it and you just sit back and laugh your ass off. She is so freaking funny when she goes after Kratz. She calls him Wilbur. She's just like, it's hilarious. I love it when she calls him Wilbur, by the way. It just makes me roll when she calls him Wilbur. So, Casey Martinez was really, really big for a lot of us, in the beginning, like the opening 6 to 8 months. She's obviously very, very, popular with a lot of people who are still fans of her. Even though she's not doing MAM content constantly, but there's still a lot of people out there in the MAM circles that still follow her and like her. So go over to her channel. Like I said, if nothing else, those of you who hate Ken Kratz, go find her Kratz videos. You won't regret it. Trust me, it's awesome. I love it when she rips into Kratz. It's great. It's freaking awesome. So yeah, Wilbur. See, So, so, so where is Wilbur these days? Yeah, where is he? I don't know, but I've been seeing a lot of tweets from his significant other. What's her name again? Lisa? No, what was it? Oh, I don't know. I forget her name. Uh, but Mrs. Kratz, she's been saying some very, very, I don't know, careless things really on Twitter and stuff like that. Just absolutely. But hey, you know what? She's been saying really, really, highly questionable things for, I don't know, a year and a half since she's been married to Kratz. Has it been a year and a half? I think it was about a year and a half ago. Maybe it was about 2 years ago. I don't know. It was. I know it was after MAM1 came out, and they got married at some point. So Leah, that's it. Leah. Caden, I got my T-shirt. Hey, all right. It's too small. Dang it. Let's see, Caden. What can we do? Email me, Caden. We'll figure that. We'll see what we can do. Wilburette. Oh, Wilburette for Leah. I like that. That's good. That's really good, actually. Yeah, Leah Kratz got it. Let's see. Falcon thought you liked the guy. Let's see. She made me laugh in some of her videos. She's very good with some humor too, and I love when she calls Kratz Wilbur. Me too. I used to just laugh my ass off when she would call Kratz Wilbur. Leah is so very immature, among other things. Yeah. True conspiracy or tinfoil hat conspiracy. I have noticed KK has been silent on Twitter in recent weeks. Yeah, I haven't seen him much. Your butt hurts is my fave. Oh, right. Yeah, I do remember she named one that. Your butt hurts, right? Jeez. Casey was the one that got me hooked on this. She is spot on. She knows the legals, and she keeps you laughing. Although she hasn't put much out on Avery lately, she is on David's case. Yeah, that's essentially what I was saying. She's got a thing for the David Thorne case right now, and I mean, I applaud her. Absolutely, that's her pet case, and she. I mean, there's more wrongfully convicted people in the world than Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey. I mean, like I said. So, I mean, it's like I said, she's done 3 videos about the Scott Davis case. You guys all know how I feel about the Scott Davis case. I'm freaking excited as hell. We got oral arguments coming up in the 11th Circuit for Scott Davis here in May. Can't wait. Oh, my God. Anyways, so, but absolutely, she hasn't been talking much about Avery, but when she does, people will tune in. And like I said, people are tuning in to help her out with David Thorne. Like I said, there's more wrongfully convicted people, folks, than just Avery Dassey. There's lots of them. So she's trying to also put her energy and effort into helping out David Thorne, and I think that's great. Let's see here. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Erekose, I'm making murder. I also got my T-shirt. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Rhonda. Does yours fit at least? I hope it's a good fit. Casey Martinez's channel. Yeah. Can't see how anyone would marry KK. Yeah, right. King Craps and Leva Craps. That's where I was going mentally. Planting evidence would technically be a conspiracy theory. I would love a video of you going over all the problems in the case of Brendan and Steven. That would be awesome. And updates. Love Scooby and Travis, Allie, Freshly Fresh, and Purple. You are amazing. Yep. You're talking about Freshly Fresh, so that would be Freshy Fresh, Fresh Start Mondays. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about him tonight too. KK has a pelvic disorder at the moment. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, I just woke up. Ooh, guys, do we have to talk about Kratz, right? Let's see, KKK. That is what I'm going to call him from now on. I am a passion for SA and BD. When I put my heart in it, that's it, right? Or maybe just leave off the drums. All right. So after we mentioned Casey, that's going to bring us to Tracy Strumsy. Now, Tracy Strumsy is not a YouTuber. She's not. It's not her thing. She's not trying to be a YouTuber. She didn't care about being a YouTuber. It's not her thing. But she does upload her videos that she makes on Facebook because she has a group on Facebook. So she usually goes live there. And then when she goes live there, she then takes that live and then she'll post that on YouTube just so that more people can tune in and find it because she knows not everybody's on Facebook in her group, right? So she goes ahead and she makes it and she posts it on YouTube. The Tracy Strumsy discussions are awesome. Obviously, she is right there in Wisconsin. She's gone to school to be a lawyer. She didn't finish, but she's like just short of being able to go take the bar. So she has a considerable amount of legal knowledge, and she also knows the legal arena there in Wisconsin because she's local. So she has those advantages. So for those of you who are interested in understanding the legal better, obviously we have Travis here. We obviously have Lionel Nation. I don't know how much interaction you'll get from Lionel Nation, but he is a lawyer. But he may answer you or talk to you. So I encourage you to try. And then we also have Tracy, and it's another place where you can go to help get a better understanding of the actual law stuff when it comes to this stuff here. So she's not, like I said, not really a YouTuber. She's not in it for being a YouTuber. She doesn't really care about kind of that whole side of it. She's just uploads to YouTube because she hopes to be able to get her message to reach more people so that more people can understand the law side of things and that sort of thing. So just so that people understand that. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is Sean Atwood. Now, Sean Atwood is another one. Hasn't really been putting out a ton of MAM content, not recently. But in the first year, or say the first 8 months after MAM 1, Sean was putting out massive amounts of MAM content. He was making all kinds of very interesting videos. To this day, I mean, it's been kind of debunked at this point, but man, to this day, the really weird dude in Marinette or whatever it was that he was they called him the German, and it was really, really odd guy. There were some odd accounts around him. I remember that one got me when I was first getting into this case, and it ended up that guy's been deported and all that stuff. So, but I don't know. There was an incident where they found wild cherry Pepsi cans on his porch or something, and then there was a wild cherry Pepsi can in Teresa's vehicle, and so there was people possibly making that connection and stuff. So it was, yeah. Make sure you sub to all these YouTube channels. You won't want to miss any new information. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, the German, yeah, weird. Yep. You're the new t-shirt designer. Love them. KZ quashed the theory, but can I ask your thoughts on whether Edward Wayne Edwards killed? I personally don't think so. I don't consider Edward Wayne Edwards. I think he was just too old at the time. I don't think so. It doesn't fit for me. The Edward Wayne Edwards. And oh yes, thank you, KCC. One other thing before I get off of Sean Atwood is Sean Atwood has written a book about the case. Sean Atwood has written a book called Unmaking a Murderer. It's a very interesting book. And the reason why I think it's a good place for people just coming into MAM to start, because Sean spends a lot of time in that book explaining what happened in 1985. explaining all of the known corruption that occurred in 1985. And he's explaining that. And then as he's doing that in the book, he's drawing threads to things that are happening in the Teresa Halbach investigation that are eerily similar and things like that. And it's just like I said, and it really does go over in pretty great detail a lot of the things that happened in 1985. So I suggest it for people just coming off of the documentaries for that reason alone, because it's just really good at explaining a lot of what went down in 1985 and through 2003 and that sort of stuff. So yeah, absolutely. Check out Sean Atwood's book, Unmaking a Murderer. It's great. I have read it. I've actually done a review of that book here on my channel. You can actually search for it where I reviewed it chapter by chapter, going through it. Very interesting, very good read. Every bit as good as Wrecking Crew, every bit as good as Illusion of Justice. I mean, Sean Atwood did a great job. Absolutely great job. Information in Sean's book is outstanding. Lorraine Bell has been debunked a while ago. Let's see. The book is awesome. Good night, Jerome. We'll see you, buddy. Problem Foxy, thanks actually for spreading the word. If it isn't on the tube, I don't use. For me, I'm looking at all the angles. I think Bobby. You think Bobby did it? Yeah, that's a big one right now. All right, and then we move on to, oh yes, my good buddy, Freshy Fresh in the flesh. Fresh Start Mondays. Fresh Start Mondays, another one. Doesn't always put out Making a Murderer content, but he puts out, he's put out a fair amount of videos on Making a Murderer. Fresh Start Monday is a great guy. I love him. He's great. Real easygoing kind of dude. Very analytical. I love the way, he analyzes things. He's a thinker. And I had him on. I even had him on the show. I had him on the channel here once. It was great. I mean, I like talking to him. He's a real just mellow dude, and he has a lot of interesting things to say. But his channel really he does MAM videos, but there's a great deal of videos in there. He likes sports, so he covers like the Lakers and stuff like that a lot, and he's a lot of sports videos about sports and things like that. And things happening with, professional players or whatever, stuff like that. And he'll cover things like that. So it's not all MAM all the time, but he's got a fair amount of MAM content, and it's pretty interesting, the stuff he's got. So. That's because Fresh Start is the first YouTube I saw. Made me start searching for more YouTube. Yeah, it was funny. It was like on and I'm not even sure how this person messaged me, because it was like on like October, after MAM2 came out. It was like October 25th or something, right? I'm at work one day and I get a message on Messenger, and somebody's asking me, is this Fresh Start Mondays and whatever. And I was like, looking at it like, how did you somehow think I was Fresh Start Mondays? It was weird. I was like, no, I'm not Fresh Start Mondays. I go, he's a different guy. And so the person was like, oh, what's his name or whatever. I go, oh, I don't know. I haven't been given permission to give out his name. You're probably better off go message him on his YouTube channel. That sort of thing. But yeah, so it was funny. But yeah, I was getting messaged because somebody was asking me about if I was out. It was hilarious. Anyways. No worries, I'm a stalker. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, look, some hours with Perp on the fence. See, is there actually a guilter? Yeah, there's some guilters out there. What's that one? Laxun, Laxun. That's well, I guess maybe you can make an argument that Laxun is a fence sitter, possibly, but I would say Laxun leans guilty, personally. So we mentioned Stacey Seabrook at the beginning, obviously, right? Stacey Seabrook's awesome. Had him on the channel many times. I'm going to have him on the channel many more times. Because, you know, I love Stacey, man. Like I said, you listen to those songs and you hear the amount of time that guy has spent doing the research, because it's all coming out in those lyrics. It's brilliant. I freaking love Stacey. So obviously we'll be playing a couple songs by Stacey on the way out. So, you know, look forward to that. All right. Next up, Rubber Ducky. I know many of you love Rubber Ducky. Rubber Ducky is very well loved. You know, and Rubber Ducky's over there putting out content somewhat regularly. Wouldn't say it's like, you know, every day, but it's fairly regular. Just was listening to the one she put out last night was you know, I thought it was pretty interesting listening to that guy who was actually in prison with Steven. Very interesting stuff. So yeah, check it out. Go over to her channel. Those of you who don't know who Rubber Ducky is, I know many of you do. Obviously I know, because Rubber Ducky is actually very popular. I hear many people talking about Rubber Ducky. And so those of you who don't know who Rubber Ducky is, you can head on over that way and see if, you know, if you like her content. Like I said, she has a real soothing, kind of smooth voice. For those of you who like that sort of thing. So she covers these, you know, she'll go over these documents and that sort of stuff. And just like I said, very soothing, kind of smooth voice, a lot like Allie, very similar. So for those of you who are interested, you can go over and check out Rubber Ducky's channel. You're going to get a lot of documents and stuff like that over there. And it's going to, you know, it's a good place to go if you want to get some info, you know, and like I said, she's loved. She has a community of people there that really dig her and really love her and support her. And, you know, so if you want to go over there and you like what she's got going on, then go ahead and support her and help her out. So that's Rubber Ducky. Oh yeah, Rubber Ducky's awesome. I know many people love Rubber Ducky. I like I said, I hear people talk about Rubber Ducky often. So I know she's loved. And so I don't know how many people are here that have never heard of Rubber Ducky. Probably not many, but if you haven't, go check her out. Rubber Ducky, you're the one. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, well, you know, I'm promoting all the other YouTubers here, you know, so yeah, absolutely. So yeah, all right, so that brings us to Juan Tescrew. Juan Tescrew, right? Those of you who don't know who Juan Tescrew is, during the first year after MAM came out, Juan Tescrew was making these videos, and you'll remember them because they're like a black screen. You would see text on the screen, and then you would hear a guy talking in like a robot voice, right? That's Juan. Juan Tescrew is not a real name. You only have to say it fast to know what it is, really. And so, but Juan is a really smart guy, really smart dude. And he actually is still active. You can actually find him out on YouTube. He was recently on Paul's channel with Chad Keller. He was recently on he recently did his own live. He actually went live from his own channel recently with Chad, and I think it was just Chad. Anyway, so he's been kind of getting active again recently. So it might be worth people going to check out him and maybe subscribe to him. Smart guy. He's somehow connected in the Wisconsin political structure, and that's why he masks his voice. He modulates it or whatever, and so he sounds like a robot. Because he doesn't want people to recognize him and everything, because he's, I guess, somewhere in that Wisconsin political structure, and he doesn't want his opinions about Avery to be able to affect him, you know, in his job and stuff. So so he's like I said, got very interesting content. He generally, what it is, he originally put out 12, I think it was 12 parts, 11 or 12 parts. And all of these videos were all like over an hour long, where he was just sitting there talking about the case. And each video kind of would go over different aspects and different ideas that he was having, different connections that he was making. So those of you who haven't gone over to check out Juan's channel, I suggest giving it a try, going over there and checking him out. He's got, he's just got a lot of interesting stuff to say. And I find him interesting because, like I said, like he's told us, he's actually somewhere in that Wisconsin political structure. So I find that interesting. So that brings us to Mr. Johnny Jack Smith, Mr. Ripper YouTube. Was it now Ripper YouTube Gaming? Anyways, so I just saw him today. He uploaded. Those of you who don't know who Ripper is, those of you who've heard the Colburn call, the one where it's got like 500,000 views or whatever, where the whole thing about what you hear in the background of that call, that was Ripper. He made that video. And I mean, it's done phenomenally. I think that thing's almost getting to 500,000 views now. That video, it's crazy. So that video was so huge the first year, like so huge. I mean, that thing was getting posted everywhere. It was nuts. But yeah, that's Johnny, and so today I saw he posted again, and I'm like, oh gosh darn it, man, this guy freaking posting about Red Dead again, which made me mad for two reasons. One, because I don't have time to play Red Dead myself, so I'm jealous. And then number two, where's my fire video, dude? Come on, man. We want our burn barrel and our open fire video, dude. Come on, hook it up. No, anyways, I did text him today after I saw he posted about Red Dead, and I texted him and was asking him, talking to him a little bit about it. So he is going to still be doing it, folks. He's going to be doing the bonfire and the barrel fire kind of side by side, and then he's going to be recording it from about 1,036 feet away, which is what the Redont deer camp would have been from Avery's fire pit. And so he's going to end up doing that for us. But right now the conditions there are too dry, and he can't start an open pit fire right now because there's too much of a chance that it will cause a wildfire with the dry grass. So right now we got to wait a little bit. And then when the weather conditions get to the appropriate, when they get to the right condition there, we are going to get that from him. So the other thing I was going to say about Johnny is Johnny's the one that got me into doing YouTube. Ripper is the guy that got me doing this. Okay. I was originally just, like I said, I spent for 6 to 8 months in forums talking about the case, never thinking about getting on YouTube. And eventually, Johnny noticed how, passionate I was about Brendan. And he was like, you should make a video about Brendan. Why don't you make a video about Brendan? And he was, nudging me basically. And over the course of a month, I bought the software and loaded it on my little laptop at the time, my little cheesy little laptop that I had. And my laptop wasn't the best, and so I used to have to record without being able to see myself. That was a scary deal. I always prefer to be able to see myself while I'm recording. So, but the first 8 months or so I was on that computer, I wasn't able to see my image while I was recording. It was a bummer. When I eventually built my new computer that I have now, and put the beefy video card in it that I have now, I got over that problem, and so I don't have that problem anymore. But yeah, it was interesting. But anyways, Johnny's the one that got me into doing the YouTube videos, and so it's I always think about Johnny, kind of fondly, just because I know he was the one that kind of encouraged me, and now look at me, I'm here talking about this stuff all the time. So dun, dun, dun. 9 tabs open. Story like nobody else. Can love that voice. Yes, you could put me to sleep every night. Let's see here. I love watching everyone's videos. Let's see here. Talking about, okay, let's see. I'm loving all the love tonight. Ziggy. Come on, Ziggy. Don't be the mad Scotsman. Don't do that. All right, so moving on from Mr. Ripper, and that brings us to Chris Jericho. Those of you who Chris Jericho is like a newcomer. He's a recent comer. Those of you who don't know who just Chris Jericho is, he is a former wrestler, or I don't know if he might still be active wrestler, but he's a wrestler. And actually, I think I heard him talking about he has an injury now. He can't do it anymore. But anyway, he's a professional wrestler. And he watched the documentary and he came out on the side of Steven and Brendan. And he did, I think he's done two podcasts about making a murderer at this point. I listened to the second one all the way through. I thought it was pretty brilliant. I even commented a couple times because there was a couple questions he was asking in the video. He didn't know the answers to. And so I went ahead and answered them down in the comments below. I don't know if he ever noticed, but it's interesting. It was a very interesting show. He's a pretty well-spoken dude. So those of you who haven't heard of it or haven't checked it out, go over and check out Chris Jericho. It's, like I said, I think he's got two different basically podcasts that he did. I know how you don't like to go off topic, but gotta ask, what is your theory on what happened on day? I'd like to hear. Yeah, I got a lot to get through tonight. I can't go off on that tangent right now, Jason M. I'm sorry. It's just maybe if it was a different video, but I still got a list here, and that's that right there is an entire video on its own, really, honestly. So now we move on from Chris Jericho to my good friend, the guy I encouraged to start making YouTube videos, and that's Mr. Paul Capaldi, the mad havering Scotsman himself. I love Paul Capaldi, guys. He is one of my best friends. Him and Mark Hodnott are truly my closest friends when it comes to the MAM community. They have been my closest friends for probably right around a year and a half now. I met both of them approximately around the same time, and it was, they're really good guys. They really care. They're Mark is a very sober thinker. I love that about him. He's awesome. But Mr. Capaldi is also very entertaining. He's very smart. He's very, he knows how to analyze things. He likes to goof around, which, is cool, because I love Paul because he's kind of the comic relief for me. He keeps me from getting burned out. Because he keeps me from, he gets me out of the serious mindset at times when I really need to. And I need to back off for a second. He tends to come in with some havering or some really funny banter or whatever at times that really helps me get things back into perspective. So Paul has been a huge help to me. He's got a great channel over there. He's been starting to interview more and more people. He actually, in fact, interviewed Purple recently, I think it was about a week and a half ago. He had Purple on. And he's had Juan Tescu on there. He's had Chad Keller on there. He's had Dave Bagaka on there. He's had, numerous people he's been having on. So I'd suggest anybody go over and check him out. He's been getting a lot of the MAM, people on, and he's been, having, interviews and chats with them. So anybody who's interested in that sort of stuff, he'll continue to bring more and more people on. He's Paul's funny. He's great, and he's got the gift of gab. He knows how to like convince people. So anyways, he's pretty good at that. So Paul's awesome. Anybody who hasn't gone over and checked out Mr. Capaldi's channel, do so. He's good. He's great. Obviously we've mentioned Brandon Maddox here today. Brandon Maddox is going to be on tomorrow. Those of you, to remind you, tomorrow 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Brandon Maddox is going to be on here, and we are going to be playing his new song, Man Up, Manitowoc. I'm pretty excited about it. Like I said, I love the energy of it. I love the title. I love the, man up, own your stuff, Manitowoc. I mean, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So gonna have Brandon on tomorrow. So everybody tune in tomorrow for Brandon. Next we got Millbilly Jeebs. Millbilly Jeebs. He's been putting out a lot of content over there, MAM content. He's kind of from what I understand, he's a newcomer. But maybe I'm mistaken about that. But Millbilly Jeebs is over there putting out lots of content about MAM constantly. He's he's doing a lot of he's one of the ones that you might be able to get current. You're going to be able to get current stuff from because he's fairly active. He posts a lot of stuff of where he just notices oddities, things like that, which I like. I used to do a lot of videos like that too, just pointing out oddities and things like that. So Millbilly Jeeves got some great stuff over there on his channel. If you want to go check him out, please do so. And like I said, he likes to point out he likes to point out like anomalies or oddities or or discrepancies and that sort of thing. And so go over on and check him out if you like. And then moving on to our next one is, of course, we got Dave Bagatka. Dave Bagatka is, I like Dave. I really love Dave. I watched his videos back when I first came in, and he struck me as honest and believable. And I didn't know how to explain all those strange things that I was seeing in Making a Murderer and in the documents regarding this case. And so this thing he was talking about was interesting. And then when he went into what happened with his bar and the lady who used to help him manage it, that just blew me away. I was like, what the hell happened there? What is that? That was just bizarre. I mean, it was supposedly a heart attack she died of, but he was told by some people that it was like a bloodbath, like there was just blood everywhere or something. Well, what the hell? Who dies from a heart attack and bleeds everywhere? That's ridiculous. So that was an odd thing. So I've always liked Dave. I think Dave, is an interesting guy. He doesn't put out a lot of content, but he does continue to put out content. And and another thing he's been doing lately is he's been appearing as a guest on other people's shows. I had him on back in October. I had him on live and we talked about the case. He's recently been over on Paul's channel twice. He's been on, so if you want, you can go over to Paul's. Seriously, I'm suggesting people go over to Paul's channel and subscribe because he's starting to get some names over there that are coming on to talk. And he's getting some pretty interesting discussions over there. So for those of you who are interested, go check that out. But Dave is, absolutely, I like Dave. Dave's a real down-to-earth kind of dude. He's not, I like him. He's really cool. So he's, you guys should go check him out, watch his videos, and see what you think. And there's obviously the thing where he saw Steven at the gas station on the 31st. Very interesting stuff. So go check out Dave's channel. And coming up last here, well, not exactly last. I have a couple honorable mention, but this last one here is Roll Griffin. Okay, Roll Griffin has written a little song, and he put it on YouTube, and it's been getting talked about. So, I literally only heard about it today, about 2 minutes before I went live. So I haven't actually got to hear it yet. I'm sorry, Roll. I will be, as soon as this live is over, I will be listening to it. But I can trust when a couple people tell me that Roll wrote this really great song, that it's probably a pretty great song. But like I said, I haven't had a chance to be able to listen to it. I'm going to be doing so right after this live. So the last thing I want to mention, basically here is Jerome a lot. He's already said goodnight and he's not here anymore, but he's doing some good work over the, and he's trying, he is like slowly translating slowly translating my videos to French, so people that speak French will be able to more easily understand my videos. So Jerome is actually overworking on that. And so and I think that's great. I thank you, Jerome, for that. It's anything that makes it a little bit easier for more people to see it here and to get involved and to take an interest. It all helps. So absolutely, thank you so much, Jerome, for that. It's awesome. So, yeah, Jerome's cool. Love Jerome, but I think he already said goodnight, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Mr. Capaldi's here. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mad Scotsman? So that is basically my list. It's possible there may be some YouTubers that I missed. If so, I apologize. Yeah, the more people that are doing things, the better. The more noise it creates, the more potential there is for somebody who isn't aware to come across me or Purple or Rubber Ducky or even people out on social media, even just normal people out on social media when that are talking about the case, and people can run into them and get an education and possibly become more aware about the case. It's all about people participating and taking part. And getting the message out is a big part of why I tell people to try to not just stay inside of your own bubble. It's easy to sit inside of your own little echo chamber with people that feel exactly the same way you do and just spit the same things back and forth at each other all the time. But if you really want growth, if you really want to move into the complexity ring, as some of you heard me talk about around Christmas time, if you're really looking to improve yourself and become better, you got to push, beyond that. And you have to go a little further. So anyway. Yeah, me either. I never heard of bleeding to death from a heart attack either. It's just ridiculous. Let's see. So, those are a lot of the YouTubers. Those are a lot of the, people out there that are passionate about this case. And, hopefully everybody here will go out and check out some of these folks that I've mentioned tonight. Like I said, pretty much everybody that I have mentioned tonight has interesting content. Not everybody's active, not everybody's super active, but if you go to those places, there is MAM content there that is of interest. That's I know, because when I was going through my first 3.5 years, I discovered these folks. So we're gonna go ahead and cut now to one of everybody's favorite YouTubers again. Mr. Stacey Seabrook. Because it's 10:30 and I really got to go get some dinner because I haven't eaten. So sorry, folks, but I am starving. So we're going to play another one of my favorite YouTubers on the way out here, Mr. Stacey Seabrook. And hope you all enjoy.
There's something going on. Freedom is in danger. Agents of the state, they taking children from the manger. Oh, they will sacrifice your kid. Take Brendan Dassey, that's exactly what they did. They needed someone, oh, Jody wouldn't flip. They looked around, saw him quick. Oh, it made so much sense why. Oh, Brendan Dassey, he was Stephen's alibi. There's something going on in Wisconsin that's not kosher. We better stop, let's all take a look closer. Oh, they will sacrifice your kid. Oh, Brendan Dassey, that's exactly what they did. They visit him once, they visit him twice. They make him feel so safe. Sandwiches, sodas, so nice. No cameras rolling and under no lights. Who knows what went on up in Fox Hill Monday night? There's something going on. Freedom is in danger. Everything about this kid getting stranger and stranger. Oh, we know they will sacrifice your kid. Oh, Brendan Dassey, that's exactly what they did. March 1st, alone in a room with Bert and Ernie. No parent present and no attorney.
Thank you, everybody, for
4 hours later, with a touch of the knee, they finally get Brendan to agree. There's something going on. I said there's something going on. Oh, they will sacrifice your kid. Take Brendan Dassey, that's exactly what they did. There's something going on. I said freedom is in danger when the agents of the state can take the children from the manger. Oh, they will sacrifice your kid. Take Brendan Dassey, that's exactly what they did. Take Brendan Dassey, oh, that's exactly what they did.
Just hang on. That's all you have to do, hang on.
Oh, Mama and Papa Avery, I said this once for you. Just letting you know the world can see what they have put you through. Not that we could ever fathom or try to imagine the depth of your pain. But the case was a sham, the trial was a scam. The DA, he's a legal stain. I said, Mama and Papa Avery, we stand with you. No matter what the state says, oh, their lies we see through, because the blood, it was a planet, the car was a planet, Sam William Henry 582. The bones they were planted, the bullet, yeah, planted. the key in the bedroom too. I said, Mama and Papa Avery, we send our love to you. Just letting you know we can't see what they did and continue to do. Mama and Papa Avery says this one's for you. Just letting you know the world can see what they have put you through.
Paul's in Gala Shields. Gala, as he calls it. Alrighty, folks. Remember, tomorrow morning with Brendan Maddox. Hope to see you all there. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. We'll see you. Oh, thank you very much, Steve Watts. That's very kind. Thank you very much.